Howdy, folks. Strap yourselves in tight, 'cause we're diving headfirst into the glitzy guts of the 1957 Cadillac Series 62, a chrome-plated dream machine that screamed luxury but hid a heap of quirky secrets GM didn't want you knowing. This bad boy was GM's crown jewel, but behind them, tailfins lurked weird glitches, sneaky shortcuts, and jaw-dropping oddities. We'll hook you with a teasing dopamine gap on each fact, building that itch in your brain, then slam you with the reveal that'll have you hollering, "No way!" Get ready for 20 hidden gems that'll keep you glued. Let's crank this engine and roll. Fact 1. Think that fancy new frame was all about style and strength? Hook. GM bragged it up, but it hid a deadly flaw rivals love to expose. Cadillac swapped to a tubular X-frame sans side rails for a lower, sleeker ride without losing space, claiming mega-torsional strength. But boy howdy, it sparked a firestorm. Ford hollered their perimeter frames were safer in crashes, and later lawsuits proved the X-frame crumpled bad in side impacts, spearing gas tanks. GM hushed the risks to keep sales humming, turning this innovation into a hidden hazard that haunted them for years. Fact 2. Owners raved about the ride, but what did a big survey uncover? Teaser. Top complaint wasn't the price. It was something sloppy at the factory. Explanation. In a popular mechanics poll of 56 Series 62 folks, carrying over to 57 gripes, a whopping 23.7% griped about slipshod workmanship, loose bolts, misaligned panels, you name it. GM pushed perfection in ads, but assembly line rush jobs left cars feeling half-baked. They buried the feedback to protect that luxury rep, leaving buyers scratching heads over why their dream ride rattled like a tin can. Fact 3. Smooth shifts? Hook. Second biggest beef from owners was a tranny terror GM swept under the rug. Explanation. That same survey nailed transmission woes at 22.7%, jerky shifts, leaks, and breakdowns galore from the Hydramatic. GM touted reliability, but overheat-prone designs and cheap seals failed fast. They downplayed fixes in bulletins, hiding the epidemic to avoid recalls, turning highway cruises into tow truck nightmares for unlucky owners. Fact 4. New suspension sounded slick, right? Teaser. Ball joints were fresh tech, but they masked early gremlins. Explanation. 57 debuted ball joint front suspension for better handling and comfort, a GM first. But initial batches wore out quick from poor lubrication, causing wobbles and failures. Engineers knew, but GM quieted warranty claims, fixing them on the sly to dodge bad press, leaving drivers dodging potholes like landmines. Fact 5. Same wheelbase, different sizes? Hook. GM played mix and match with bodies to hide penny pinching. Explanation. On a 129.5-inch wheelbase, sedan DeVilles stretched longer than base Series 62s, and Eldorados even more, all sharing parts for cost cuts. This weird variance let GM reuse frames across lines, but it confused buyers and hid how they skimped on unique engineering. Ads focused on luxury, burying the shared bones secret. Fact 6. Export models went global, but how? Teaser. They shipped them in pieces like a giant puzzle to cheat the system. Explanation. Foreign-bound sedans arrived knocked down in crates, assembling overseas to skirt tariffs and boost sales. GM kept this hush-hush stateside, avoiding flack for un-American tactics, turning the posh Caddy into a DIY kit for international bigwigs. Fact 7. Eldorado Brougham doors looked ritzy, hook, but they were suicide style, a risky throwback GM phased out fast. Explanation. Rear-hinged suicide doors on the hand-built Brougham screamed elegance, but popped open in crashes, ejecting passengers. GM knew the dangers from past models, yet snuck 'em in for drama, only to ditch 'em later amid safety uproar, hiding the peril behind chrome glamour. Fact 8. Air ride sounded futuristic? Teaser. Brougham's suspension was a flop GM couldn't fix quick. Explanation. Optional air suspension promised cloud-like floats, but leaky bags and compressor fails left cars sagging like deflated balloons. Costly repairs piled up, and GM buried complaints, converting many to coils on the down low, turning a secret weapon into a wallet-draining embarrassment. Fact 9. That shiny steel roof. Hook. Brushed stainless looked boss, but hid a dent-prone nightmare. Explanation. Broham's stainless roof resisted rust, but dinged easy and cost a fortune to buff out. GM's premium choice gone wrong. They touted durability in brochures, silence in owner moans to keep the ultra-luxe myth alive. Fact 10. Power galore from the V8. Teaser. 300 horses guzzled gas like a thirsty cowboy. Efficiency? What efficiency? Explanation. The 365th mil cranked 300 horsepower, but miles per gallon dipped to teens, hidden in ads focusing on speed. GM ignored fuel woes amid cheap gas era, but it bit 'em when crises hit, a greedy secret under that long hood. Fact 11. Pillarless hardtops everywhere? Hook. All four doors ditched pillars for style, but strength took a hit. Explanation. 57 made every Series 62 four-door a hardtop for that seamless look, but without B-pillars, roofs flexed and doors sagged over time. GM glossed over structural tweaks needed, burying long-term warp worries. Fact 12. Fins with crests? Teaser. Pure bling that added dead weight, GM didn't mention. Explanation. Angled fins sported crest medallions for flair, but the extra metal bogged down performance. Designers prioritized wow factor, hiding how it hurt handling, turning icons into subtle speed thieves. Fact 13. Brougham debut delayed? Hook. Announced December 56, but production hiccups pushed it to March 57. Explanation. Tease and ads built hype, but assembly glitches like custom parts delays kept cars off lots. GM spun it as exclusive, masking the chaos to preserve that flawless image. Fact 14. Hand-built luxury? Teaser. Each Brougham lost GM money, big time. Explanation. At $13,074, the 400 built bled cash from labor-intensive crafting. GM absorbed losses for prestige, keeping the red ink secret to flaunt as ultimate status symbols. Fact 15. From show car to street? Hook. 57 Brougham toned down the wild 1955 concept, hiding cut corners. Explanation. Original showpiece had radical features axed for production, like wilder fins. GM buried the dilutions, selling it as pure dream realized. Fact 16. Wraparound windshield? Teaser. Slanted reverse for aero, but caused weird distortions. Explanation. The backward tilt cut drag, but glass curves warped views, dizzying drivers. GM ignored complaints, focusing on sleek ads. Fact 17. Post-war echoes? Hook. Material shortages lingered, leading to quirky subs like wooden bumpers in early runs. Explanation. Though 46 specific, 57 Echoes had temp fixes for chrome shortages. GM hushed supply chain woes to maintain abundance myth. Fact 18. Short deck sedan? Teaser. Series 62, hardtop trunk shrunk 5 inches. For no good reason? Explanation. Compared to 60S, it saved steel but cramped space. GM hid the cutback as sporty, avoiding cheapskate labels. Fact 19. Only one pillared sedan left? Hook. Series 75 clung to pillars while others went hardtop. Safety secret? Explanation. As hardtops ruled, 75 kept pillars for limo strength. GM downplayed, implying all were equal tough. Fact 20. Hydraulic lifters in V8? Teaser. Sounded maintenance-free, but valve stickin' plagued early engines. Explanation. Lifters cut noise, but gunk buildup caused failures. GM issued quiet bulletins, hiding the mess to keep reliability rep intact. There you have it, partners. 20 wild secrets about the 1957 Cadillac Series 62 that GM tucked away like buried treasure, each with that brain-tickling hook and satisfying punch. Mind reelin'? Which one got you revvin'? Holler in the comments, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more classic car capers. Keep her shiny side up. See you down the road.